Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you. My name is Promise Bay, CEO, Promas Recording Studio. I do tutorials on Cubase, Logic, and FS Studio, and I also do tutorials on the bass guitar. This is actually my first module. It's my first tutorial. So I'm kicking this off, and if you're watching on YouTube, of course, this training is absolutely free of charge. So the only thing you can do for me is share this video, subscribe to my channel, and of course click the like button. All this stuff have a way of pushing the video far. Thank you for subscribing, and thank you to my audience that have been there all so far. So this is going to be in series. On this module, I'm going to be teaching you music and key identification. I come again, I will teach you music and key identification. Of course, it is necessary you know some things about music, especially for beginners. So this class is literally for beginners. So as we advance or as we go further in this class, the advanced or the intermediate players can also come in and learn from us. So let's kickstart. What is music to you? For me, music is the combination of good sounds, not just anyhow sound that is pleasing to the ears. The satisfaction of music is not for you alone, it's for your audience in the actual sense. I haven't said that. So how come about keys in music? Let's now go over to key identification. This is going to be a bit long, so I will break it down. So if you are watching on Facebook, I'll advise you go over to YouTube to get the full video. Now, there are 12 keys in music. How come? We have 21 alphabets. I don't know if I'm correct. We have A, B, C, D, F, G, H, blah, blah, blah to Z. The music key was picked from the first 7 letters, which is from A to G. Every time you get to G, you go back to A. So everything in the musical instrument revolves around these 7 natural keys. Don't be confused by all these many marks and all these plenty lines on the bass guitar. It is as simple as it can get. So now I will break it down. We have 12 keys in music. 7 are natural and 5 are accidental. The natural keys are those keys that stand alone. I will give you a layman explanation, especially for my Nigerian brothers. The natural keys are those keys that cannot be altered. Like A, they stand alone. They don't need any other support to stand. I call them the mother keys. So the natural keys are as follows. They are C, D, E, F, G, and A. Even if you start from A, it's the same thing. You can also start from A. Now, if we start from A now, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and A. So what are those accidental keys? The accidental keys are those keys that cannot stand alone. They need the help of either notes to stand. For example, if I snap you a picture, you are the real person, while the picture is the duplicate. That is a perfect example or explanation of how accidental keys are. You can either flatten them or sharpen them. That is why they cannot stand alone. They are given birth to by the natural keys. That is accidental keys. So if we have C, then we have C sharp. If we have D, we have D sharp. If we have E, we can't have E sharp, we have F. Blah, 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 so on and so forth. I hope I've been able to differentiate between the natural keys and the accidental keys. Moving forward, now let's break it down. Let's now go into key identification. How do I identify keys in music? You can also apply this method on your keyboard, on your bass guitar, on your lead guitar, and some other string instrument. How to identify that this is C? How do you know that this is D? How do you know this is G? How do you know this is F? Key F. It is simple. Now, there's something you need to know about the bass guitar. Let's break it down into 3 segments. We have the 4 string, the 5 string, the 6 strings. Those are the normal instruments we see around or they are the most common instrument we use around the church settings or outside the church or thereabout. So this is a 5-string bass guitar. The 4-string bass guitar was produced first. So what they did was to add a 5th string to make a 5-string bass guitar. So they added on top, which is this string you are seeing here. This is what is making it the 5th string on the bass guitar. Then we have the 6-string bass. So what they notice is if they add another one on top to make it 6, it's going to be too deep. So what they did in the 6-string bass was to add one under to make it 6-string. So which is why I know you have been finding it difficult to tune that 6-string bass guitar. I catch you right there. This happened to me back then when I was learning. If I see a 6-string bass, I'll prepare to go and carry a 4-string. So let me teach you a method to play the 6-string bass guitar. If you are playing the 6-string bass for the first time, work with this first 5. They are your normal 5-string. Note that in your head that the string under is an extra string, is what they added to make it 6. So it's going to be the string of C. So now let me explain. Don't rush me. Let me explain. Now, each of the string have different names. That is how you can identify any key on the bass guitar. This is let's work with this 5-string bass first of all. This 5th string is called the string of B0. And the next string, which is the 4th string, is the string of E. The next string, which is the 3rd string, is the string of A. The 2nd string is the string of D. And this last string, which is the string 1, is the string of G. If you are playing a 4-string bass guitar, it will start from E, A, D, and G. If you are playing a 5-string bass guitar, it's going to start with B, E, A, D, and G. If you are playing a 6-string bass guitar, it's going to be string B, string E, string A, string D, string G, and string C. Having said that, let's now move into key tracing. Key tracing. Let's now trace the keys, the different keys in the bass guitar. Now, if this string is the string of B, don't forget, write it somewhere. B, E, A, D, G, 5. For 4th string is E, A, D, G. For 6 is B, E, A, D, G, C. There's what we call the ascending and the descending order. In the ascending order, naturally, it means to sharp. It means to add. When you are ascending, it means to sharp, naturally. The moment you are ascending, you are moving, it means to sharp. The moment you are descending, it's to flat. Don't let anybody deceive you with plenty grammar. That is music for you. I will teach you the layman dimension on how to understand these things. So, if we are using the ascending order, which is to sharp, let's look at something closely. If you look at these 2 dots here, you will see a note in the middle. Look at this dot, you will see a note in the middle. Look at this, you see a note in the middle. We have the string of B. Like I told you before, the normal alphabet from A to G is what was used to construct the music keys. It means after A is B, after B is C, after C is D, after D is E, after E is F, after F is G. Then you stop, you go back to A again. Then in between, like I said, in between we give back to their own notes. For example, if you have A will give back to A sharp. B cannot give back to sharp because there is another mother note after B. Now let's take an example on the string of B. This is the open string of B. So after B, we have C. Like I told you, while ascending, there are 2 keys you cannot add sharp. The key of B and the key of E. You cannot add sharp. Why? The reason is in front of them, you have another natural note. There is no space in between to build an accidental note. I don't know if you understand it. So let's practicalize it. This is the string of B. I can see there's another natural note in front. So we can't have B sharp. So we have B. Then we have C. Then we have C sharp. We have D. We have D sharp. We have E. Like I said, we can't have E sharp. So we have F. F sharp. We have G. G sharp. We have A sharp, and finally we have B. So take note, B and B. If you take note, if you look at this point of the bass guitar, you see that it has 2 dots. As you can see, there are other 2 dots here again. So this is a complete 24 fret bass guitar. You can buy some bass guitar that are not complete on these houses, no issue. So whatever you have here is what you have here. That's why it's the divisional point in the bass guitar. I hope I've been able to explain key identification. Now let's move it further to another string. So let's go back to the string of A, which is the 3rd string of A. So like if we have A, we can have A sharp. Then B. Like I said, you can't have B sharp. So we have what? C. C sharp. Take note of the points. D. D sharp. E. F. F sharp. G. G sharp. And A. A. How you know that you are correct? You can be practicing while you are watching this tutorial. How you know that you are correct is when you have the same thing here, you have the same thing here, then you are correct. Now we have done the ascending order. Let's do the descending order. The descending order, like I said, we use flats. While we are descending, we use flats. So I always teach people why descending, start from the last note to the first note. Why ascending, start from the first note to the last note. You understand? After a while, you will master the reconciliation point. You can navigate it at any point. Now let's start from A on the third string, which is string A. So this is A. Like I told you, this point and this point is the same thing. So let's go back. While applying the descending order, there are two notes also that you cannot flat. The key of F and the key of C. So the key of F and the key of C cannot be flattened. So others can be flattened. So you have to put this in mind. You have the liberty to flatten others except two. So let's go. So on the string of A, here we have A flat, G, G flat, F, no flat, E flat, D flat, C, no flat. So B flat, and A. I need you to take note of one thing or two things. Number one, this is C and this is C sharp. This is D and this is D flat. You can see that one note is carrying two names. It can either be sharp or it can be flat. It has the liberty to sharpen and the liberty to flatten. So if you are on C, you can sharpen this, it becomes C sharp. If you are on D, you can flatten D, it becomes what? D flat. I hope I've been able to explain something very key and useful. I hope I've been able to explain key identification to you. Now let's move it further to what we call easy shortcuts to identify keys. This will also help you. Now on the string of E, the third fret, string of E, so this is your fret 1, fret 2, fret 3. The third fret is your key of G. Write it somewhere, which is this first dot here. Is the first dot here, the third fret, 1, 2, 3. Now the second dot on the same string of E is your A, is your key A. I hope you understand. All right, let's move it over to the string of A, which is your third string. Now take note of something. I'm teaching you shortcuts now. The first dot on the string of A, this third string here, is your key C. The second dot on the string of A is your key D. The third dot on the string of A, which is this dot here, the third dot on the string of A is your key E. The fourth dot on the string of A is your key F sharp. Shortcuts. So you can do the tracing like the way I did it. You can skip the video or you can rewind the video back and trace it backwards or trace it gradually. I hope you have learned something from this tutorial. If you are confused at any point, you can drop a comment on the comment section, and please share this video so that it can reach more audience. I will see you in the next tutorial. In the next tutorial, we're going to take it further into major scale, a proper way to play the major scale. Thank you for watching. My name is Promise Bill. I will see you again. Bye bye for now.